Yasmin Chkaifi, a 43-year-old woman and mother of two, left her home in Maidaville, London on the 24th of January 2022. Before she left, she said to her husband, "I love you. Bye." Her husband replied, "I love you too. Bye." And then she happily left home. Unfortunately, there was a shadow from the past that was looming over her. A shadow that would change her and her family's lives forever. I am Viska and you're watching Crimeverse, and this is the case of Yasmin Chkaifi. Wafa Yasmin Chkaifi was a British Moroccan woman who was born in London in 1978. Her parents were originally from Larache, a small town in Morocco. She was described as an incredibly kind and hospitable woman who also had a passion for cooking and dancing. She was an amazing cook, and it was actually her father who taught her how to cook. She was a qualified childminder, which means a person who looks after children in their own home for payment. At the time, she was working in a school and simultaneously studying for a master's degree. Family-wise, everything was going well for her. She had two sons, aged 16 and 18 from a previous marriage. Her oldest son, Zaid Bukhari, described his mother as a blessing and a misplaced star on earth. Moreover, her current husband, Joseph Salman, considered Yasmin his greatest love story. According to her cousin and best friend, Azhar Al-Fadi, she was smart, wise, and always forgiving, and never really liked to speak negatively about other people. So as of January 2022, everything seemed to be going well. But in reality, it wasn't. There is this one problem from her past that has been hindering her and her family's peace for a very long time. The problem actually had a name. The name was Leon Chkaifi. Leon Chkaifi was a 41-year-old convicted criminal who was also Yasmin's ex-husband. Not a lot is known about Leon's past except the fact that he made Yasmin's life a living hell. Yasmin was a single mother with two sons by the time she met Leon. Their relationship was far from ideal. On one hand, Yasmin was a strong and independent woman, and on the other hand, Leon was an abusive and controlling husband. Zaid Bukhari, Yasmin's son, used to worry about his mother all the time and mentioned that living with Leon was like hell on earth. He said, "I remember coming home from school thinking, how am I going to protect my mother tonight? No child deserves to go through that." But after a while, it all ended. After 2 years of torture, Yasmin decided that she would finally leave Leon. It was a bold move, but nothing would actually change. You see, after the divorce, Leon started stalking Yasmin. Hell, he even planted hidden cameras in Yasmin's apartment and recorded her every move. Also, he stole her email and phone and had access to all her personal data. After leaving Leon, she married a man named Joseph Salman. Joseph loved Yasmin and worried about her all the time, because they both believed that Leon would eventually try to kill her. After their 2-year marriage ended, Yasmin's son Zaid obtained a restraining order against Leon and even had a panic alarm installed in her flat. Even after Yasmin and Joseph's marriage, Leon tried to interfere even though there was a restraining order in place. On one occasion, Leon tried to hug Joseph for no particular reason. After this event, Joseph texted his wife, "Just imagine, he got a knife one day and decided he wants to stab any of us." In response, Yasmin said, "Exactly, he's more than capable to. That's why I don't like it when he puts his arms around you. It's to bring you closer to his body. He's an animal." Leon McCaskey lived near Yasmin's apartment in Maidaville, London, and the couple lived in fear and also reported Leon's unwelcomed interventions multiple times to the Metropolitan Police. Finally, on the 4th of January 2022, a warrant was issued for his arrest because he had breached his restraining order multiple times. However, he did not show up in court for his initial hearing. Leon was slowly losing his mind. He knew that he would never get Yasmin back, especially with all the restraining orders in place. After all this time, she finally found happiness elsewhere, and Leon's ego couldn't handle it. So he ultimately decided to carry out an operation 20 days after his arrest warrant was issued. On Monday, January 24th, Yasmin Chkaifi left her home in Maidaville, London. Before she left, she said to her husband, "I love you. Bye." Her husband, Joseph Salman, replied, "I love you too. Bye." And then she happily left home. While she was walking along the pavement outside 51 Chippenham Road, a man approached her. He was holding a knife. And by now, you all know who that man was. For years, Yasmin was afraid of this one man. And her fear was no secret. For the past few years, she let her family, friends, and relatives know that her life was in danger. She notified the police multiple times about this one man who was going to kill her. And here we are. January 24th, 9 a.m. The man, Leon McCaskey, was standing in front of Yasmin with a knife. Without any further ado, he pounced on her and started stabbing her repeatedly in broad daylight. Members of the public attempted to intervene as Leon stabbed Yasmin, but the knife-wielding Leon threatened those courageous individuals as well, and no one was able to come to Yasmin's help. But then, something unexpected happened. Abraham, a 26-year-old Russian electrician, was on his way to work on Monday, January 24th. While he was near 51 Chippenham Street, he witnessed a man repeatedly stabbing a defenseless woman on the pavement. At the time, he was driving a blue Renault Clio. His instant thought was to protect Yasmin and other members of the public. So in order to stop the attack, he directed his car at Leon. Abraham's car struck Leon, squashing him under the vehicle and halting the attack. He couldn't reverse his car afterwards in order to free Leon. The passers-by tried to lift the car off Leon and give him first aid, but the attempts were unsuccessful. Leon McCaskey died moments after the crash. On the other hand, Yasmin was stabbed 10 times before the crash. Even after Abraham's valiant attempt to save Yasmin's life, she also passed away as a result of her injuries. The police finally took action by arresting Abraham on suspicion of murder. Initially, the police thought that Abraham was somehow responsible, and during the interrogation process, Abraham fully cooperated with the police. He stated throughout his interrogation that he had no intention of harming Leon. He only wanted to stop the attack and save Yasmin's life. He stated, "My only regret is that God did not allow me to be present at the scene sooner so that my intervention may have saved the life of the young woman concerned. More than 75,000 people signed a petition calling for him to not face any criminal charges. And relatives and friends of Yasmin called for the police probe to be dropped and for Abraham to be honored for his bravery. Having reviewed the CCTV evidence and taken statements from numerous members of the public and attending officers, a decision has been taken on the 1st of February 2022. The decision was Abraham would face no further police action. Unsurprisingly, family and friends were devastated by Yasmin's death. We know that Leon McCaskey attacked Yasmin many times before. Was he arrested and charged at the time? Guess not. Their family, friends, and even the general public blamed the Metropolitan Police for Yasmin's death. Leon's toxicity towards his ex-wife was common knowledge, and as I mentioned before, the police was notified multiple times. But, here we are. I made a video on Sarah Everard a few weeks earlier, in which I addressed London's escalating crime rates. The city recorded the highest number of firearm and knife offences across all the counties in the UK. And protests are common. I mean, not all of them are corrupt, but Yasmin's case exposes the system's abject failure. My condolences goes to her family and friends, and I wish them all the best. Now, I would love to know what your opinion is about this case. What do you think about Leon McCaskey's mental condition? Why can't some people take no for an answer? Why do you think the police failed in this case? Comment down below. I read all my comments. I have only 98 subscribers as of now, and your support means the world to me. So please consider subscribing to this channel. You can also give this video a thumbs up, which helps with the algorithm. And I also have a Patreon just in case. More cases are coming. Stay tuned, and more importantly, stay safe.